Although, you know, they can mess with that. Also, we'll probably never get more value out of our clutch. Like, if we can just keep them casting and recasting Jace every turn, that's probably fine. Alright. Valdar Cub would be boo. See ya, Emil. I hope you're not too... I hope that on that note thing isn't referring to kind of what I said. I hope nobody takes it personal. It's just kind of the way I am. People who just play for fun sometimes don't always get along with me. It's the way I am. Oh well. Did I see that Splinter Twin got banned? Yep, that's cool. I always hated that. I always wondered how they could have a 2-card instant win combo in a format like Modern, which I thought the whole point was not to have such things, so that makes me happy. So, a deck like that is more likely to have more counter spells than they are to have Feldar Cubs. So I'm really tempted to spike the From Beyond here. Even if it gets countered, or even if it gets cubbed, he has to leave his guard down and we can resolve Renewal and do more things with Kiora. So I think that's what I will do. I think I will spike the From Beyond this turn. I think it's the best option, although I could really get punished for it. Looks like we're having chats about killing enchantments and Feldar Cubs and Reclamation Sages. Yeah, the weird thing is, in my Esper list, I went back to Solemn Offering. The life gain was really important from getting burnt out by Rolling Thunders or pecked to death by Thopters. I don't know. I found the life gain to be really clutch. So I'm running Solemn Offering in my blue-white control list instead of Feldar Cubs. Some people just love it, but I mean, let's be straight. It's a bear, you know. It's just a bear. It's just a 2/2 for 2 in a lot of situations, and it's great when it can kind of bonus value kill a really good enchantment. But if you just throw it out there on turn 2, they can play around it, and if you have to do it later, it's like a sorcery speed disenchant. And I like the life gain from Solemn, I really do. And also flash back a Solemn Offering with your flip Jace, which is pretty tight. If our opponent had a Cub, I'm sure we would have seen it by now, so From Beyond must be in his head. Oh, alright, Gideon. We're gonna giddy up. Cool. Let's dance. So he discarded Planar Outburst even though I'm ticking up my Kiora. Well, we're gonna resolve that. That's for sure. Good. We hit the lands I wanted to hit, and we exiled the other Outburst. So without a flip Jace, he can't Outburst. Which means that Kiora ultimating could really work out. So we're going to keep chasing it. I didn't have to sack my Scion there if I had ticked up first. That was a mistake. Yep, misplay. Yep, I'm reading you, Boot. I'm reading you. For some reason, I thought I had 6 lands. We're also gonna let Jace do its thing. I'm really not worried about it. More complete disregards, sure. What we want to do is get to a spot where we can ultimate Kiora, and then we can bounce the Jace so that the flashback on the planar outburst can occur. So I want him to think he's safe from that until it happens. Now, does he have anything to take care of Sower? I mean, it's a big guy. So here comes a tick, and it's a tick down. Interesting. What's it going to be? He's already going for the outburst. He's going for outburst now. Interesting. Okay. I think that's fine, because I can bounce Gideon. And yeah, alright. I just have to be ready for a Shambling Vents next turn. Alright. Let's make him attack correctly. He does. And that's the problem with the line he picked. Now, did he have any way to know? I mean, I don't know. My deck is weird. I don't know if you play around Disperse there. Alright, so like I said, I have to be ready to stop a Shambling Vent, and Lumbering Falls is probably the best way to do that. So I don't think I even want to cast Renewal this turn, even though I have Ulamog to back it up. What can my opponent do? If he has a complete disregard or something to remove the Scion, he can get to Kiora and stop the ultimate. And I don't want that. Even though Renewal into Ulamog, like if he commits all those resources to ticking, all he's doing there is stopping Kiora from ultimating, and then I get to Ulamog him. I think that's a lot better. Plus he's probably going to run Gideon back out if he can. This is all very interesting. So I think I'm going to Renewal this turn after all that consideration. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. And we're going to put Kiora on ultimate, so he has to do something. Hello, Turbo Sniper. Welcome to the party. Yep. And Babs is like looking forward to the vindication of both of his Planeswalkers. That could happen. It depends. I don't think he can play Gideon and attack with Shambling Vent, and I think he needs to. Well, there's no point in attacking with Shambling Vent. Yeah. Well, let's see. If he can remove the token, he should attack with Shambling Vent. But let's see what happens. He's in a tough spot. I've got him from a lot of angles right now. He's only got 2 white. If he doesn't cast Gideon here, we can take out the white sources. Oh, wow. So here we go. Oh, oh man. Oh man. Whatever we do is probably walking into a counterspell this turn. Whatever we do. We've taken out both of the planar outbursts. They're both exiled. So our opponent doesn't have any way to deal with our Kiora critters. I think what I want to do is attack Jace and ultimate Kiora, because either one of these are going to get countered. I mean, we know he has Gideon and he didn't cast it. So I think what I want to do first I'm going to Lumbering Falls and attack. First I'm going to Lumbering Falls and attack Jace. I'm also going to attack with this Scion, because in case there is something like a Celestial Flare to play or something like that. And also if he activates Vent and blocks it for some reason, I can fight it with the Kiora ultimate. So there's a few mistakes he could make, but we're going to put him in a position to make them. And then we're going to make we're going to put all the emphasis back on, all the action's going to be back on him. So he'll have to tap out and let us resolve some of these massive cards in our hand. Okay, he's just going to take it. In that case, we'll just go ultimate here. So, for those of you who don't know, whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may have it fight target creature. That includes your own. So, it's going to ask me every time I play a creature if I want to fight myself. I could also go for Water Veil here, but I'm just... Obviously, it's a counterspell. I'm letting it go. Now, our opponent could have Tragic Arrogance, and that... we could make sure that we still get to keep one of our 8/8s by sacking our Scions. So we drew that land. Here's Telling Time. With mana for Arrogance up, that has to be about the only shot here. I'm not going to walk part the Water Veil, 10 mana into a counterspell if I don't have to, and I didn't have to. Like, now, the ball's in his court to figure out how to deal with this. That is not what I would consider a good way. And see, now he's tapped out, so now the part the Water Veil is just going to be lethal. $16, $17, $18, $21. We'll kill him with his own Glacial Fortress. If we can ever tap right. Ever. Oh my goodness. Okay, and now we don't want to tap our Scion. Please, don't tap the Scion. And he concedes. And we're not tapping the Scion I can see. We might be tapping the one I can't see. I mean, really. Holy cow. And we'll light that up. I got invited to a party, but I don't know whose party that is. I don't think I do. Alright. Boom. So that's some of the cool stuff that this deck can do. And I'm gonna check my smart glass really quick. So we're 6 games in, and I like to get competitive games. And that game, the last 2 games weren't bad, but I like to see if I can find somebody who I know puts together some tough decks to battle with. So I'm gonna check smart glass really quick and see if anybody I know is online. Danny's online. And Gemini's online. So I'm going to invite some of these guys. Let's see. Alright, so I got DannyRetardable. He was my matchup in round 2 from the Hakeem Invitational. And he'll play a few games. Wondering how I picked him? He was first on the list. It's just me being lazy.